Hey guys, welcome back to the new team builder for week 7 of the UGA. This week we're gonna face the Adamant Arcanines led by Red and Blue. And this is not the easy matchup because they are right above us. After the last week loss, we went down to the 5th position as to show how is it still flexible um, the standings for this for the draft league. So I'm happy. I'm happy that there is competition. I'm sad that we lost a quite manageable matchup last week, but I don't think we need to dwell so much about it. Another thing that I need to be careful with is their hyper offensive team. So I need to find an answer to their turn 1 Dynamax, because if Lapras starts Dynamaxing, he has maybe a Steel type move, or he starts just putting himself behind the Aura Well, then I won't be able to use my Dynamax as much as possible. So I need to think about also these kind of things. So before doing this team builder, I was thinking what I would bring. I also asked Matrix, my good friends, like, hey, do you have an idea of what could be a good way? I was like, I don't know. Because he faced already Adamant Arcanines, and I helped him to prep a bit, because I know very well the archetype Grimmsnarl Arcanine, so I know how to use it. And he has Morgram Arcanine, so I taught him like how to use it. I hope this doesn't get back to me in the playoffs if we make it, but we will see. So this is gonna be quite an interesting battle, because I first of all need to stall his Dynamax. They have Dracozolt, which is super strong, and they have Corviknight. So those 3 Pokemon for my team are quite annoying, together also with Redirection, which is Togetic. So we really need to be careful in how we are doing things for this week. But without no further ado, let's get into the team builder for this week. So here is his team. So Lapras, Talonflame, Togetic, Ludicolo, Acelgor, Espeon, Manectric, Dragonzol, Corviknight, Kadabra, Edmochan. I think it's a really solid draft from his side. The Lapras, Talonflame, it's a super solid core. So Turbo Lapras with Talonflame, as well Togetic, Ludicolo, it's fine. Espeon, Corviknight, Dracozolt, Kadabra, Edmochan. I love Kadabra. It's one of my favorite Pokemon since I started playing in Diamond. For me, evolving a Kadabra was a real struggle, because I didn't have in my small town so many people playing Pokemon, and there was always this not feeling, oh, I'm not sure I want to give you, and there was also this emotional attachment to Pokemons, and so that was a thing. Kadabra was actually I was planning on getting Kadabra for my draft. So probably after this match, I'm gonna ask them if there is any way I can get the Kadabra on my team, especially because since they have Espeon, Espeon, I think it's much better in what Kadabra can do at the moment. So because it is faster, it has a better bulk, and it has a wider move set. So I think it's a dub from their side, and I think it will be a nice addition to my team. But yeah, so that's the thing. We will see if they're gonna grant us the favor of letting Kadabra go. So this is the thing. They struggle against Trick Room, because Espeon doesn't learn Imprison this gen. but I still see it coming as a small threat. So it's like it just starts setting up Trick Room, and yeah, you see the problem with Espion is that he has a base, he's a higher base speed than my Terrakion, so it's gonna be hard to have speed control with them. Here also an idea could be like Iron Ball Espion, but again, unfortunately, it doesn't have that much bulk that can have like. I mean, now we have Scrafty on the team, and I think Scrafty is a great addition. He gets Intimidates, it's bulky, and unfortunately, Espion, since doesn't have a stop Dazzling Gleam, he cannot just KO Scrafty like that. He needs to be a crit, and still my Scrafty will be pretty bulky, so we need to see there how it is. But hey, we see. I think they will for sure bring Espion, because Espion, I think it's good for my matchup. Another like recurrent team is Dracozold Corviknight. Corviknight, it is an amazing Pokemon. I love Corviknight in competitive. I love how much work can Corviknight put in. With Mirror Armor, it mirrors back my Intimidates, it gets Tailwind, it gets set up. So once Corviknight starts setting up, it is hard to stop it. But yeah, we will see about that. I love the Corviknight pick. So again, I love his draft all in all. So I think it was a pretty solid draft. On the other side, I'm quite sad that they didn't try any other mode than Lapras. I think here you have a lot of different modes that you can go for. So I mean, it is. I'm not saying it is boring, but I think their draft has so much more that can give, and yeah. So I'm also quite scary, because the Corviknight, if it has a Steel move, then it can just Dynamax, and for me it's hard to break. So it's like Dynamax, Steel move, and that starts going for Steel Spike onto my art, and it gets really hard. This Lightning Rod, so Manectric Lightning Rod, I saw that they were using Switcheroo Eject Button. I think it's a tech, but if you keep using over the weeks the same tech, people expect it, and this is what I'm gonna expect. I'm gonna expect that there's gonna be an Eject Button. I'm gonna expect that it's gonna be a Snore. What I don't expect, but Morgan suggested me to take a look into it, is the Discharge Manectric. So Discharge can be to proc the weakness policy on the Lapras. Again, unfortunately, I don't see this as a good way to go for your self proc. So Discharge, I understand that you would use Discharge because I have Gyarados, and Gyarados is such a threat. It is such a threat, Gyarados, because Gyarados, if it's on the field, it goes there and maybe also behind an Intimidate, or I can start cycling Intimidate. So you want to have that Discharge to avoid my Marowak Lightning Rod. However, I don't think Discharge is a good move if not next to a ground type. So if you have a ground type next to it, so as you can see, Brat in week 2 pulled out a similar tech. So he had like Escadrille next to his modest Rotom Specs Discharge. Then yes, then I say, hey, you got what you got, and that's fine. I think Rotom is a good Discharge user, also because he can stay next to a ground type, and you can just go for Earthquake Discharge, and for your opponent it's gonna be really hard to deal with it. So yeah, if they're gonna use Discharge to proc their weakness policy, I'm just gonna hope I don't get para. Honestly, that's gonna be it. And I think it's quite risky, because if you discharge your own Lapras and the Lapras get the para, I don't think that's the best way to deal with things. Another move, I think, is Snarl Switcheroo. It's Snarl Switcheroo. Discharge. I don't like discharge. I think Volt Switch is much better. Yeah, because you do side Volt Switch onto your Lapras and then you get out, and then maybe you go in with another Pokemon, right? So it is some of those plays that people need to work more on it. So, you know, it's like you don't just go for discharge turn 1. I feel like a side Volt Switch is it's a better choice overall. Of course, it can be redirected, which is something, but it's just a safer play than discharge and paralyze your own mons. So yeah, if I were to build this set, I would go for a Volt Switch and maybe a Protect. Or if I don't like to go with Protect, I will go for a Thunder Wave, so to slow down opposing mon. They need to notice, I think they will notice that a Manectric has a lower speed than my Gyarados. No, not my Gyarados, sorry, than my Terrakion. So then I could just go for Earthquake with my Terrakion next to my next to my Gyarados, or and protect my NDD, and their Manectric goes bye-bye. And also, as I said, I don't think Volt Switch is good. I think Manectric can put so much more work than what they are using it for, but I'm gonna respect their choices. So because they used it was successful for them, and I'm really happy. However, Red and Dom, if you're watching this, please rethink your Manectric set. It can give it can give you much more than this. And of course, I'm probably when I'm doing this team building video, I'm not actually just doing it for myself, or you see guys here this the week, but it's also for my fellow coaches, because I know that some of them are at their first VGC experience. So my idea is when I do some comments, I hope that this comes across in the right way, that I'm not trying to be critical or like, oh yeah, you did a bad play, I always do the good plays. Because when actually Brat beat me like week 2, he played really well. So he did some smart plays, so he put me in a really weird spot, and I wasn't prepared for discharge Spectrodon, so it was quite hard for me, and so props to him. On the other side, when I see people that are just facing right now VGC for the first time, and I make like a strong comment. So for instance, I don't know, I don't like a specific item, or I don't like a specific thing on your Pokemon, then it doesn't mean that I disrespect you as a player and I am the best. I'm just saying, from my point of view, it would make sense to have this and that, also based on the VGC experience that I had so far, and with the strong players that I played against, they always give me some suggestion, and also I saw those things work, right? So yeah, that's something. I feel like in Draft League people try more to go for the tech or the different things, when actually there are some solid plays that you can do, and most of the times you don't need to go for the crazy tech, or wonky stuff, or they work, but I think that as in VGC, you have like 3 games you adapt for it. So most of the times that's what happens. You adapt game 2. Excuse me. So you adapt game 2, and then from there you go. So I don't know, when I know that Manectric has a switcheroo, I'm just gonna fake it out, or I'm just gonna destroy team turn 1. So that's the thing. It's not that I am letting you do this. So it's the same thing when you see like a support mon that you don't expect, that is a support mon that can burn your Dynamax, but then game 2 you don't allow that to do. So that's the whole thing about it. Anyways, I think I talked already much about this topic, but I just wanted to make sure that, again, when I make some comments also on the people's team, I hope that the other players take it more as a suggestion than as a direct attack. So because I feel like here we are all to learn. I also need to learn new stuff about VGC. So yeah, that's the whole point of it. Anyways, I'm expecting Lapras to come all the time. I'm not expecting Talonflame. Togetic, I think it's gonna be an important piece from his side, because Eviolite and Follow Me stuff, which can be important when you have like a Trick Room mode that you cannot directly stop. So Togetic can actually be the redirector that changes the game. So I set up Trick Room. Maybe you don't have a way to directly shut down my Trick Room. You do Follow Me, then you switch in your Trick Room setter, maybe with a Sash, whatever it is, and then you probably do Follow Me again, and you set up your Trick Room again. So or you reverse the Trick Room. So that's something. Hitmonchan is an interesting pick. I see, if I see it coming, I see it coming to Assault Vest. However, on the other side, I see it like Assault Vest at the very least, because even behind the Aurora Veil, it takes so much damage from my Gmax Smite, and he has a good special defense. So I would just do a set to be annoying with my Terrakion. So I don't know. I will go for what kind of stop does he learn? Steel. Oh, he does only Bullet Punch. Poison. I think it learns Poison Jab, right? Oh no. Then I think it's hard to see him. However, he can put a lot of work in case my Terrakion is there. So I'm kind of torn. I think they should bring it, but I don't see a clear objective reason why they should bring it. Maybe they can try to skill the Rock Slide, or go for a coaching, or a Thunder Punch for my Gyarados, but I think they have Manectric and Dracozolt, which are much better. Also Dracozolt, I think that bringing like with Life Orb would be a bit of a waste. I think the Assault Vest set is much more consistent, especially with my especially offensive team in Trick Room. So if I go in Trick Room, at least you have the chance to resist one hit from my art. So when Dynamax, and then you can hit back with a Steel move or a Ground move, and you have also your Togetic. So I mean, also Lumberry can do some work here, because then you're not confused. Anyways, yeah. So I have pulled out the team that I'm thinking to face. So this is gonna be it, and maybe instead of the Hitmonchan, I can see the Togetic coming. So that's a thing. As you see, weakness policy. I was thinking of a mixed set, because that's something that would actually wouldn't be so bad, especially because I have Intimidate. So if I have Intimidate Scrafty, I come in, Intimidate, and then that's not the best for him. So maybe if they have to decide to go either full offensive or so like on the attack side or full special attack. I mean, I think Lapras is much better on the special offensive side because it has much more coverage. But since I saw that they in the last weeks they brought like physical Lapras, this rings me a bell that they might be bringing like min speed physical Lapras with one of those spreads that are kind of insane, right? So something like this, which is like a brave Lapras in Trick Room. It is scary. So yeah, liquidation, Iron Head. However, the problem is that then they don't have the Dynamax move, so it can be Avalanche, but still Avalanche. It has a negative priority, so even if they are on the Trick Room, they cannot use this move. I know that you just use it for the Aurora Veil, but yeah, I think Blizzard is better, or Freeze Dry. I mean, Freeze Dry, which is 4 times super effective on my Gyarados, so technically you could just run Freeze Dry and your Water Stab, and then decide to run something else. Because Thunder and Thunderbolt, I think they're good choice on Lapras. However, given that I'm bringing given that I'm probably bringing, if I'm bringing Gyarados, I'm bringing Marowak as well. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, this is the team. So Manectric, Eject Button, Dragonzolt, Life Orb. And again, I don't think it's a really good set. This slow kick, I think it's good. I mean, it's good so it can keep up the pace with the Trick Room. But I think you need to say, okay, how many times will I use Dragon Claw? So maybe you drop Dragon Claw for something else, which can be super effective. I'm gonna be really scared if they bring Ior's Power, but Ior's Power can miss if they bring Earthquake. If they bring Earthquake, I'm pretty sure that my Magnezone cannot tank it. But on the other hand, it's like, it is a choice that they have to make, so I don't know. I think Earthquake could have been much better. Could have been much better. Yeah, that's the thing, because if you're running the Dragon move, first of all, I have some immunities to this move. I don't think how much can benefit. Okay, can drop the attack of the Gyarados and put it in check, but then why don't directly one-shot it with Volbeat, right? So I don't think they need a Dragon Stab this week. I think they need more like something like Earthquake, so Max Wave to boost your special defense. Iron Tail, I think it's good coverage. It's good coverage. However, again, if they bring this, they need to be aware that they cannot click safely a move when they're out of Dynamax. So then this becomes a Dynamax candidate, and so then they need to think if they want Iron Tail or they want Aerial Ace, for instance. I think they will probably go for Aerial Ace since they have already Corviknight, which is a Steel type and has the Steel type attack. But yeah, I see this coming. From our side, what I was thinking of, it was either this, so with Marowak, or something with Ad. So those are different sets. So the first set that I'm thinking of bringing is Sash Coaching Terrakion, which is I think good. but we will see. Kangaskhan AV, yes, Crafty AV, no, of course we probably give it Citrus Berry. I mean, we will see. I'm just like also Weakness Policy, Magnezone, NDD, normal NDD set, and Marowak, but I'm not too confident because then I don't really have a speed control. However, I mean, I was thinking that it would be interesting to still bring the why would I bring the attorney? Just because people, when they see my team, they need to respect Trick Room. And I think that to prepare yourself for Terrakion and Attorney at the same time, it creates this 50-50 mind game in lead, which is, I think, important for me. Because I can use Magnezone both inside and outside Trick Room. And I think for this matchup, Magnezone is going to be key. And I decided to go for Life Orb Analytic. Why would I go for Analytic instead of Magnet Pool? First of all, because they expect Magnet Pool, because I just want to trap his Coffee Knight so that I can kill it. But I don't think this is my playstyle. Especially because they have this Dracozolt, which can do just click just Earthquake button or Max Fake, so I don't really like it. I was thinking about bringing Gyarados so that I can cycle in and out the Intimidate and the ground immunities, but I didn't feel like it was worth it this week, at least this week. In this set I have Body Press. Body Press, I think, is the only move that can deal some damage, neutral damage to the Dracozolt, so I am thinking of bringing it. However, I did some calcs, and Steel Beam can be an interesting choice. So like Steel Beam, I mean, why Steel Beam? Because then Steel Beam can give me a stronger Dynamax move, which I think it's important. Sorry guys, this morning I'm a bit sleepy, so it's like it's weekend and I just woke up, so I decided to team build it, so apologies for that. Thunderbolt, Cannon, and Steel Beam. So Steel Beam, the idea is that I just go from there. So I just have a stronger Dynamax move, which can be really important in killing the Manectric, because let's remind that Steel is not very effective against the Electric type, but on the other hand, I don't really need to be super effective with Magnezone. Magnezone is so strong that with Analytic and Life Orb, it has like these multipliers that starts stacking, and then it gets just really powerful. And I did some calcs, and Steel Beam can KO the Manectric without Aurora Veil, so I think that's pretty important if he runs Steel Beam. And I think he can also KO Dracozolt outside the Aurora Veil. I think it's a roll, but he can actually do it, so I think it's a good choice. On the other hand, I wouldn't be able to use my defense boost that I get from the Steel Spike, but still I think it's a good option to have just a stronger Steel move. And yeah, I cannot really renounce to Flash Cannon, because Flash Cannon is like, it's giving me the accuracy. However, yeah, because if I am face to face to Manectric, I cannot safely use Flash Cannon, so I need to use either Flash Cannon or Steel Beam. And yeah, so I hope this doesn't lose me again. It's because I think Body Press it's more consistent, but I want to try the Steel Beam. But yeah. Yeah, so I mean, Analytic is special because if it moves last in the turn, so the thing is that Magnezone it's in a weird speed tiers. so it's not so slow, but it's not even so fast. So I think that analytic is quite good, because if you figure out more or less, so if you know that your opponent's mon are quite fast, and you go for a moderate fast like mode, like the one I'm thinking of going for this week, I think that it's quite good. So because it's just I mean, most likely it's gonna go fast Magnezone anytime, and he has the bulk to actually tank it. So I think it's a good choice. Kangaskhan, Kangaskhan, Icy Wind, Beat Up, Sucker Punch, Growl. I'm not sure about this, but I think that Icy Wind and Beat Up are clutch. Icy Wind is because in that case I can just Icy Wind his mons, make them slower, and then attack it. So this is gonna be the case for Espeon. So if Espeon is there, I'm just gonna go for Icy Wind, so he attacks after my Terrakion. Terrakion set, I'm a bit torn on this Terrakion set. I think Weakness Policy it's the best way to go, because it's like threatens damage, so Lapras cannot just attack me as he wants. So in a 1v1 against Lapras it can do good. The thing is that it's faster. No, wait, this is not correct. No, it's correct. So this is 1 point faster than Manectric, so it's like 174, which is good. I think it's pretty important to be faster than the 105 base speed. However, this is not gonna be faster than Espeon. As you know, Espeon has 110 speed, Terrakion has 108, so that's the thing. Yeah, so this is the idea. Stomping Tantrum is there basically just to not use Earthquake and do my damage on my on the teammates. I think it's gonna be important to have a ground type move, because then I can just destroy the Manectric. I can actually use super effectively the Draco Sword and so on and so forth. So I think it's a really good coverage on Terrakion. On the other hand, I'm torn between the Weakness Policy and Lumberry, especially because I'm afraid of that para from Discharge, because I know that's coming, and I don't want that my Terrakion gets paralyzed by any mean, because this means that if the Terrakion gets paralyzed and we're not in Trick Room, and I just used my Follow Me Indity, I just gonna lose my Terrakion, or that will make me do some weird plays that I don't really like. So Lumberry is good. I think it's solid. However, I need to adjust the damage, because this means if I go for this, it means that my Terrakion is not doing any damage. And I did some calc, and this should KO Togetic. So I think I'm pretty confident with this attack stat, and yeah, so that's the idea. Terrakion is really good, and Terrakion is just such a good mon overall, so I like it, and I hope that I get a beat up off this week. I mean, if they're not bringing Togetic, I'm just going to beat up game 1, so, and then take it from there. However, I think that they're bringing Togetic, so I need to prepare for another mode, which is gonna be in the Scrafty. Scrafty, I don't like the Assault Vest, I like more the Citrus Berry. I was thinking initially of Snarl, Assurance, Break, and Fake Out. I don't think I need a Fake Out, because first of all we'll be in Psychic terrain, and so I just don't need to Fake Out. I need actually a Taunt for that Corviknight. Then I was thinking Break can be a good choice. However, I prefer Drain Punch, because the idea of Scrafty is that Scrafty needs to sit on the field and just be annoying. So Scrafty needs to stay there and just drain the opponent's Pokemon energy. So it's just gonna go Drain Punch on the Hitmonchan, Drain Punch into Manectric, Drain Punch into Dracozolt, and Drain Punch even into the Corviknight. So Scrafty needs to stay there and just do his best to survive hits and feather out the opponent's Dynamax. Assurance is a good move on Scrafty, especially because a stab 120 move, especially for using Scrafty low speed, it's so good. However, for this match, I don't think it's good. I think having the Tact is important because this ensures the longevity on the Scrafty, so Scrafty stays more in the field. In the I was thinking about Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam is a good choice, especially for seeing his Dracozolt having a predominant position, because I don't think Dracozolt, so Dracozolt, if Dracozolt is coming, it's not coming game 1, it's rather coming game 2 or game 3. So I think Expanding Force can do some damage, so I liked it. I like this over the Dazzling Gleam. Even though with Dazzling Gleam, then it's a bit of a paradox, but also Indeedee can Dynamax against Dracozolt. But as you see, I'm not planning on Dynamaxing Indeedee. So I decided to go for screens because we need to like have a way to protect the Pokemon that are in the back. So as I said, Indeedee Scrafty is such a good lead that prevents the opponent to take the best of the Dynamax, especially because I saw that they tend to Dynamax turn 2, maximum turn 3, they go for the Dynamax. And if I start setting up Reflect, Light Screen, a couple of Snarl, and Intimidate for any opponent, this is like a wall that I place it in front of it, and it's really hard to get past, especially because Indeedee has this Psychic, Indeedee and Scrafty, they have such a good synergy. So Indeedee can just go for Expanding Force, and Scrafty can just go for the Dark type move on the Psychic type that Indeedee cannot go super effectively. On the other hand, like Fighting type, like Hitmonchan, they don't want to go against Indeedee because of this Expanding Force. So you see that Scrafty and Indeedee can actually do good work together. And yeah, I think they have a really great synergy. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Terrakion, so as I said, Terrakion is gonna be there for a late Dynamax, so I'm planning on bringing Terrakion just as it in the back and then go for it. Kangaskhan, if I don't bring Kangaskhan in the lead, I don't see it coming. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I really don't need Kangaskhan in the back, especially because this one has actually I don't know, I think I did something. I'm gonna do something like this. I don't know why I did that, because I need my Kangaskhan to do damage, so I think double edge. So I always want a stab on Kangaskhan, because Kangaskhan, let's not like laugh in front of it. Kangaskhan has still a decent attack, 95. It's decent. It's not great. It's not like 130 or 129 like Terrakion, but it's good. It's not something that we can laugh. And then you have a stop. So double edge stop, it's important in the focus, because this time we cannot be figured out by the Hitmonchan. And then growl, so that I could I have the same effect as an Intimidate, but continuous. So it's like growl the first time, gargle the second time, and going from there. The other move that I think it can be important, it's either Thunder Punch or Fire Punch. But again, here, this is like a weak move. I don't think I ever click this, except in case I want it for a para. So I think a para on certain of his mons is better than a burn. However, this is gonna eat Lapras there, so probably I'm just gonna ignore Lapras at one point and focus on my on what's next to the Lapras, because you know the idea is that once I build the wall with NDD's Crafty, then I can come in with my sweeper, and then my sweeper is just gonna take KOs left and right. And so Kangaskhan, I'm not gonna Dynamax it, so that's something I know. So that's gonna be it. Yeah, as I said, I think it's a bit of a placeholder here. I don't see it coming just because, yeah, Art is great. I love her. I think I'm in love with Art in DD, and that's just things that people realized so far, because Art, I think she came to every single game so far. And for me, it's always so hard to leave her on the bench. I left on the bench Marowak, which is kind of sad. I always want Marowak to come in and just do big damage. So, but yeah, that wasn't really possible. So this is why I brought Art, because she has Trick Room, and I think that for her it's quite tricky to go past that. So if at one point decide, I can just go for Trick Room, and that's gonna be it. So I'm just gonna go follow me, Trick Room, and then Magnezone in the back, and then it gets hard for my opponent. Something that I had to take care of is also that my NDD is actually faster than his Dracozold, because Jolly Dracozold is 139, and I was planning on just giving to NDD enough EVs to be 1 point faster Adamant Arcanine, Adamant Dracozold. However, I thought that this can be really nice, because 140 is it's quite fast, and I think it's something I mean, we are faster than Corviknight, which is good, so we can set Reflect before Corviknight attacks. It is faster than Dracozold, so we can set again Reflect before attack. So if there is a lead like Dracozold Manectric or Dracozold something else, this is like such, it's gonna be, I'm not saying it's gonna be free, but it's gonna be tricky for my opponent to break. So that's gonna be it. And yeah, so you see, I like to play with NDD because I feel like it's one of the most flexible teammates on my team. So yeah, for this I maybe want to do something like that. So 2-4-4, and the rest in yeah, like this, and the rest in defense. So yeah, based on the damage, I know I will know if NDD, if Lapras is physical or just special, because with NDD we take a +1. No, yeah, I mean my turn 1 is gonna be setting up either Reflect or End Snarl. So the best play would be, first of all, we have the Intimidate, then we go for the Reflect or the Light Screen. So there's gonna be a 50-50. I probably go with the Light Screen the first time I face this, but for me, game 1 is gonna be important to figure out if Lapras is physical or special, and I can check it by damage. So if target, for instance, is not coming, which I think I doubt is not gonna come. So I can just max Rockfall, whatever it is next to the Lapras, and from the damage that I get from to the Terrakion, I know if it's special or physical. How? Because first of all, if I'm leading Terrakion, I'm not leading Scrafty, so I know that if it does something like 70%, it's gonna most likely be physical. If it does 50%, I think it's gonna be special, because like the sand is gonna give me some special defense boost, and so I can take the hit better. So yeah, that's gonna be for me something like an indicator. I hope I'm not gonna forget. What's gonna mess up my calcs can be a crit. So yeah, that would be quite bad. But yeah, at that point, I feel in the Crafty it's quite a good lead. I really like it, especially because I foresee Espion coming, and Scrafty beats Espion all the time. I mean, here I don't really have the tools to beat the Espion, to be honest with you. But if for any reason they don't bring that lingering, or they don't bring any, they only bring like Protect, Trick Room, Expanding Force, and I don't know, Taunt. I don't know what does Espion learn. Yeah, Grass Knot. Grass Knot is good for my Terrakion. Even though Expanding Force, the stamp is still good. I don't know, Quick Attack can be good. Or yeah, Helping Hand as well. It's quite good. So if they bring any of these things, so if they bring, I don't know, Expanding Force, and for instance they don't go for that lingering, then that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I think Helping Hand is quite good. I think Espion has a good coverage. I think guys, Espion is a good one. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I think that's it from this quite long team build session. End of the day, I think the more or less the MVP of the match is gonna be Magnezone, because Magnezone has the tools to deal with most of his Pokemon without any problem. So once Manectric is out, then it's out. Then we see what we think. So I also hope that to not face them again into the playoff. Also because in this team builder, I feel like I gave so much hints. But yeah, let's see. Of course, if I face them again in the playoff, I also would get quite creative. So yeah, we will see. So thank you guys for watching, and see you on the battlefield. Bye bye.